Far above the vast and breathtaking landscapes of Africa, where towering mountains rise to meet endless blue skies and warm winds drift upward from the sun-baked earth, one powerful hunter commands the open air. The African eagle. With wings stretched wide against the blazing sun and eyes capable of detecting movement from astonishing distances, these magnificent birds have ruled the skies for millions of years. From the jagged cliffs of the Great Rift Valley to the wide savannas of East and Southern Africa, their presence has become part of the rhythm of the wilderness. To many people, the sight of an eagle soaring effortlessly across the sky represents freedom, strength, and the untamed spirit of the wild. Yet behind this graceful and almost peaceful image lies a life shaped by relentless survival, remarkable intelligence, and the harsh realities that define life in the natural world. Every day is a test of skill and endurance, and only the most capable birds survive long enough to truly master the skies. Across the world there are more than 60 species of eagles, spread across mountains, forests, coastlines, and deserts. Yet Africa is home to some of the most formidable of them all. The martial eagle, the African fish eagle, the tawny eagle, and the crowned eagle are among the continent's most impressive aerial predators. Each species has adapted to a slightly different environment and hunting style, allowing them to thrive across a wide variety of African landscapes. Though they differ in size, behavior, and habitat, they share a set of defining characteristics that make them among the most efficient hunters on Earth. Their powerful talons function like living traps, capable of gripping prey with crushing force. Their curved, razor-sharp beaks are perfectly shaped for tearing through flesh. Their wings, long and powerful, allow them to ride invisible air currents across vast territories with minimal effort. And perhaps most impressive of all is their vision, eyes that are several times more powerful than human sight, allowing them to detect even the smallest movement from incredible heights. Among these remarkable birds, the African fish eagle is perhaps the most iconic. Its distinctive, ringing call echoes across rivers, lakes, and wetlands throughout the continent. For many travelers and wildlife explorers, that haunting cry is considered the true voice of Africa itself. Perched high in a tree overlooking the water, the fish eagle waits patiently, its bright eyes scanning the shimmering surface below. The water may appear calm and empty to the human eye, but the eagle can detect subtle ripples and flashes of movement beneath the surface. When a fish rises too close to the top, the eagle launches suddenly into the air. Its wings beat powerfully as it glides toward the target, its body lowering closer and closer to the water. At the final moment, its talons extend forward and plunge into the surface with perfect timing. Within seconds, the bird lifts back into the air, gripping a struggling fish tightly in its claws while droplets of water scatter into the sunlight below. The entire hunt may last only a few seconds, yet it is the result of incredible precision and patience. But not all African eagles depend on water for survival. The mighty martial eagle, the largest eagle in Africa, rules the open savannas and grasslands where trees stand scattered across vast plains. With a wingspan that can stretch close to 3 meters, this enormous bird is capable of hunting prey that would be far too dangerous for most other birds of prey. From high above the landscape, the martial eagle surveys its territory with calm authority. Its sharp eyes detect movement far below among the grasses, bushes, and rocks of the savanna. Monitor lizards sunning themselves on the ground, large birds feeding among shrubs, and even small antelope moving cautiously through the grass can become targets for this powerful predator. When the eagle decides to strike, it dives with breathtaking speed, its talons ready to grasp its prey with crushing force. The eagle's incredible vision is perhaps its greatest advantage as a hunter. The structure of its eyes contains far more visual receptors than those found in human eyes, giving the bird extraordinary clarity and detail even from extreme distances. An eagle flying high in the sky can see several times farther than a person standing on the ground. What might appear to us as a motionless patch of grass could reveal the subtle movement of a hidden animal to the eagle's sharp gaze. This ability allows eagles to patrol enormous territories while using surprisingly little energy. Instead of constantly flying low and searching, they glide high above the landscape, patiently scanning for the smallest signs of life. While hunting is essential for survival, the life of an eagle is not only about capturing prey. Like all living creatures, they must reproduce and raise the next generation. When breeding season arrives, the skies become the stage for some of the most breathtaking displays of aerial courtship found anywhere in the animal kingdom. High above the ground, a pair of eagles may circle each other in graceful spirals before suddenly locking their talons together. With their claws interlocked, the two birds tumble through the air in a spinning descent toward the earth below. For a few thrilling seconds they fall together, spinning like a living will before separating at the last possible moment and spreading their wings once again. These dramatic displays strengthen the bond between the pair and demonstrate their strength and coordination. Once a pair forms a lasting bond, they begin building a nest known as an eyrie. These nests are typically located in places that provide safety and a wide view of the surrounding territory. Tall trees overlooking rivers, rugged cliffs above valleys, or isolated rock ledges high above the plains all serve as ideal nesting sites. Construction begins with large sticks and branches arranged carefully to form a sturdy platform. Over time the nest becomes reinforced with additional materials such as grass, leaves, and softer vegetation that create a more comfortable interior. Because the same pair often returns to the same nest year after year, these structures can grow to enormous sizes. Some eagle nests become several meters across and can weigh hundreds of kilograms. Within the safety of the nest, the female lays 1 to 3 eggs, beginning a period of careful incubation that lasts for more than a month. During this time both parents share responsibilities. One remains close to the nest to protect the eggs from predators and harsh weather, while the other hunts for food. Their cooperation ensures that the fragile eggs remain warm and safe until the moment they finally hatch. When the eggs crack open, tiny eaglets emerge into the world. At first, they are almost helpless. Their bodies are covered in soft white down feathers, their eyes are only partially open, and they rely entirely on their parents for warmth and nourishment. The adults tear pieces of meat from captured prey and carefully feed them to the chicks. Each feeding strengthens the young birds, preparing them for the demanding life that lies ahead. Life in the nest, however, is not always peaceful. Because the eggs are laid several days apart, the first chick to hatch often grows stronger and larger than the others. This size difference can lead to intense competition between siblings. In some cases, the older chick may push the younger aside during feeding or even attack it. Though it may seem cruel, this behavior ensures that at least one strong chick survives during seasons when food is limited. Each sunrise brings visible transformation. The eaglet that weighed barely 100 grams at hatching now gains 50 to 100 grams daily during peak growth periods. Within just 2 weeks, the chick has doubled or even tripled in size. By week 4, it may weigh over a kilogram, 10 times its birth weight. This explosive growth demands constant fuel. The parents work tirelessly, hunting from dawn until dusk to satisfy the chick's insatiable appetite. Every few hours, one parent returns to the nest with fresh prey, a rabbit, a fish, a bird, and the eaglet devours it ravenously, tearing at the flesh with increasing strength and coordination. Day by day, week by week, the young eagle transforms before its parents' eyes. What was once a helpless, wobbly creature becomes an increasingly robust and confident, standing taller, moving with purpose around the nest platform. The feather transformation is equally remarkable. During the first week, the chick is covered in fluffy white down that makes it look more like a cotton ball than a predator. This natal down provides warmth but offers no protection or flight capability. By week 2 or 3, a second layer of down appears, thicker, darker, and more insulating. The chick now resembles a gray or brown fuzzy ball, sometimes with patches that hint at the adult coloration to come. Then, around week 4, something magical begins. Tiny dark quills start emerging through the down. These are pin feathers, the beginning of true adult plumage. At the look like small spikes protruding from the skin, each encased in a protective sheath. Over the following weeks, these sheaths split and peel away, revealing the feathers within. The soft, downy fluff that once dominated begins to disappear, pushed aside and replaced by strong, sleek feathers designed for flight. The transformation accelerates, contour feathers spread across the body, providing streamlining. Tail feathers emerge, growing longer each day. And most critically, the flight feathers begin developing along the wings. By week 7 or 8, the eaglet's appearance has dramatically changed. The once fluffy chick now sports a coat of juvenile plumage, darker browns and grays, often mottled or streaked. While not yet displaying the full glory of adult coloration, which can take 4 to 5 years to fully develop in some species, the young bird finally looks like what it is, an eagle. The wings, once small and stubby, have elongated impressively. The tail has grown from a short tuft into a proper rudder. The beak, always formidable, has darkened and hardened. The talons have grown thick and curved, their razor-sharp points gleaming black. Standing in the nest at 8 or 9 weeks old, the young eagle may be nearly as large as its parents, sometimes even larger, as juveniles often have longer wing and tail feathers before their first molt. The resemblance is unmistakable. The fierce yellow eyes, the hooked beak, the muscular legs ending in lethal talons, this is no longer a baby. This is a raptor in training. Yet despite the physical transformation, the eaglet still has much to learn. It has never flown. Never hunted. Never felt the full force of a storm or known true hunger. The real education is just beginning. Around week 7, a new behavior emerges that signals the approaching independence, wing exercising. At first, it's tentative. The eaglet lifts its wings slightly, feels them catch the breeze, and quickly folds them back. But curiosity and instinct drive it forward. The next day, it lifts them higher, holds them longer. The day after, it begins to flap, slow, deliberate beats that accomplish nothing but build crucial muscle. Within days, the wing exercises become vigorous and constant. The young eagle stands in the center of the nest, gripping with its talons, and flaps with increasing intensity. The wings beat powerfully, creating their own wind. The entire body lifts slightly off the nest floor, a moment of hover, a preview of flight. These exercises consume hours each day. The eaglet becomes obsessed with the sensation, with the growing strength in its shoulders and chest. It flaps until exhausted, rests, then flaps again. The adults watch from nearby perches, calling occasional encouragement, knowing this preparation is essential. For weeks, the nest has been the entire world, a platform of sticks and soft materials, safe and contained. But now, driven by growing confidence and encouraged by parental food withholding, the eaglet ventures to the rim. The first time it peers over the edge, the sight is overwhelming. The ground lies impossibly far below, 30 meters, 50, sometimes 100 meters or more depending on the nest site. Trees that seemed large from the nest floor now appear as small patches of green. Rivers become silver threads. Animals moving below are tiny specks. The wind rushes up the cliff face or through the tree canopy, hitting the young eagle with unexpected force. It feels the wind sliding beneath its partially extended wings, creating lift, trying to pull it upward. The sensation is thrilling and terrifying in equal measure. This is different from the gentle nest breezes or the self-created wind from wing exercises. This is real wind, powerful, unpredictable, alive. The eaglet spreads its wings wider, experimenting with how the wind responds. Angle them slightly, and the lift increases. Drop one wing tip, and the body wants to rotate. Extend them fully, and suddenly it feels like the nest floor is pushing up against its feet. The young eagle grips the nest edge tighter with its talons, anchoring itself against the wind's pull. Part of it wants desperately to let go, to trust the wings and the air. Another part screams danger, falling means death. Day after day, it returns to this spot. The edge becomes familiar. The wind patterns become predictable. The fear slowly, incrementally diminishes, replaced by something else, anticipation. The eaglet begins to recognize details it couldn't distinguish before. That rocky outcrop 300 meters away, it would make a good landing spot. That tall pine with sturdy branches, a perfect perch. The open meadow where prey animals graze, future hunting ground. The parents fly past regularly, sometimes calling, sometimes carrying prey to nearby branches instead of bringing it directly to the nest. The message is clear: if you want to eat easily, you need to come get it. If you want to join us out here in the real world, you need to fly. The eaglet watches its parents soar effortlessly, riding invisible currents of air, maneuvering with grace and precision. If they can do it, surely it can too. The instinct is there, encoded in every cell, waiting to be activated. Wing exercises intensify. The eaglet now practices at the nest edge, feeling how the wind interacts with its movements. It learns to adjust wing angles, to feel the pressure differences, to sense when lift is strongest. These aren't conscious lessons, they're instinctive responses honed by repetition. Perhaps it's hunger that finally tips the balance. The parents have left prey visible on a nearby ledge, just out of reach. Perhaps it's confidence built from thousands of wing beats and hundreds of hours at the nest edge. Perhaps it's simply that the instinct can no longer be denied. The wind catches immediately, creating powerful lift. The sensation is intoxicating. Every feather is positioned, every muscle tensed. The world seems to hold its breath. For a heartbeat, the eaglet hesitates. This is the threshold between everything known and everything unknown. Behind lies safety. Ahead lies destiny. Gravity takes hold instantly. The ground rushes up. Wind screams past its face. For a terrible moment, the eaglet is simply falling, wings extended uselessly, body dropping like a stone. Panic floods through its system. Wings beat frantically, uncoordinated, desperate. The flapping is wild, asymmetric, inefficient. But then, something catches. The air grabs the wings differently. The fall slows. The trajectory changes from straight down to a steep glide. Altitude. The young eagle flaps hard, trying to climb, but the movements are all wrong. The wings don't coordinate properly. One beats harder than the other, causing the body to spin partially. The tail drags uselessly, not yet understood as a rudder. Altitude drops. The tree that seemed so far away is suddenly rushing closer at alarming speed. The eaglet tries to correct, flapping even harder, but this just makes the flight more erratic. Suddenly a gust of wind hits from the side. The eaglet tilts dangerously, one wing dropping low. For a moment it seems certain to crash, tumbling out of control. But instinct kicks in. The wings adjust automatically, finding the center of balance. The body stabilizes. The trajectory evens out into something resembling a glide, still steep, still dropping altitude, but no longer in complete chaos. Each second brings new understanding. Extend the wings fully and the fall slows. Angle them back slightly and forward speed increases. Curve them just so and the air flows smoothly over and under, creating that magical force called lift. The tail spreads instinctively, providing stability and steering. Small adjustments in tail angle change the flight path. The eaglet isn't thinking these things consciously, the body simply knows, responding to millions of years of evolutionary programming. The ground is still approaching, but more slowly now. The flight path has flattened from a near-vertical dive to a manageable glide. Trees loom ahead, not obstacles but destinations. A thick branch extends from a tall pine, 30 meters from the nest. It looks sturdy, accessible. The eaglet adjusts its path, tilting its body, angling toward it. The approach is too fast and too steep. Landing mechanics are completely unknown. As the branch rushes closer, the eaglet realizes it has no idea how to stop. Wings flare wide in desperation, creating maximum drag. The body pitches backward. Talons extend forward, grasping at air, reaching for the branch. Contact is anything but graceful. The talons hit the branch but don't grip immediately. The body's momentum carries forward, pitching the bird off balance. Wings flap frantically for stability. For a terrible moment, it seems the eaglet will tumble right off. But the talons find purchase. They clench automatically, gripping the bark with surprising strength. The body wobbles wildly, wings spread wide for balance, but the feet hold firm. The eaglet is perched. Ungracefully, uncertainly, but perched, nonetheless. It has flown. The young eagle stands on the branch, sides heaving, heart racing, every sense heightened. The nest that was home for 3 months is now visible in the distance, already seeming smaller and less important. The world has transformed. What was once viewed from a single fixed position can now be approached, explored, experienced from infinite angles. The sky is no longer something to look at, it's something to inhabit. From a nearby perch, one of the pair watches. No celebration, no congratulations, just a steady gaze that seems to say, this is only the beginning. And it is. The eaglet will fly dozens more times today, each flight slightly better than the last. Within days, the awkward flapping will smooth into coordinated wing beats. Within weeks, the clumsy landings will become controlled arrivals. Within months, this young eagle will soar on thermals, dive on prey, and maneuver with the grace that defines its species. But it all begins here, with a leap of faith, a wild tumble through the air, and a desperate scramble for that first branch. Yet learning to fly is only the beginning. Hunting is the true challenge. The young eagle observes its parents carefully, watching how they scan the land and strike with perfect timing. Early attempts to capture prey often fail, but each mistake provides valuable experience. Eventually, persistence leads to success. One day, after many failed attempts, the young eagle captures its first prey. That moment marks a turning point, the beginning of its life as an independent hunter. Despite their power and dominance in the sky, eagles face many threats in the modern world. Habitat destruction removes the tall trees and cliffs they depend on for nesting. Power lines, pollution, and human activity can all create dangers for these magnificent birds. Fortunately, conservation efforts across Africa and around the world are helping protect eagle populations. Wildlife reserves, education programs, and stronger environmental laws are helping ensure that these birds continue to thrive. As the day slowly fades and the African sun begins to sink toward the horizon, golden light spreads across the savanna. The sky turns shades of orange and crimson, reflecting across rivers and distant mountains. Below, the wilderness continues its endless cycle of life, herds moving across the plains, predators beginning their nightly hunts, and rivers flowing through ancient landscapes. The eagle remains a symbol of the wild spirit of Africa. A creature of power, intelligence, and resilience, and as long as the skies remain open and the wilderness endures, the kings of the African skies will continue to soar, reminding us of the extraordinary beauty, balance, and strength of the natural world.